Okay. This video might be a long. So research to me is like not a fancy academic word, or research is the way I reduce guessing. It's a process like I use to move from I think to I know enough to act. Like my definition is research is a systematic way of collecting and comparing information so you can understand something, solve a problem, or create something new. The word systematic is the part that matters most because, like, without a system, it's just random opinions. If I can't explain my steps, like what I looked at, why I looked at, and how I decided, then I didn't then I didn't really have done the research. I just have a conclusion with no proof. Like a point like that jumped out in the video is the focus on how I process information, not just what's the outside world tells me to think. That matters because it's easy to let others people control your thinking, social media, trends, experts, or whatever like sounds confident. The professor's point is like if I am not aware of my own interpretations and bias, I can get pushed around by outside voices. I don't want that in school, and I definitely don't want that as a professional. I don't, I want my internal processing to be strong. Then I compare it like, mm, then I compare it with the external evidence and see what they overlap. Another point that hit me like the way he breaks research into the tools we actually use: observation, evaluation, comparison, and experimentation. That made research feel practical. In training, I do this like already. I observe movement, I evaluate technique with criteria, I compare what happens when I change load, tempo, rest, or exercise, and I experiment in a controlled way. Small changes, then monitor results. That's everyday research thinking. The difference is being systematic, like tracking, documenting, and being able to explain why I made the change. The second big mm, reflection point is the video that understanding requires. Ide- Identifying norms and patterns. If I don't know what normal looks like, I can't spot what's off. In real life, pattern creates a professional playbook, an initial set of rules that helps me make sense of something. But the part like I liked is that the playbook is always subject to change. Research is not about proving like everyone else wrong. It is about building a more complete picture. Yes, that's right. And like also that mindset is healthier than treating everyone new study like it destroys the old one. The third reflection point like is the two categories: discovery driven versus discovery decisions driven research. That distinction is useful because it changes how I read studies. Discovery driven research helps me understand what is going on, patterns, what variables matters, and decision driven research is more direct. It helps me decide what to do, what works better, what to choose. In exercise science and coaching, I need both. Like discovery driven research builds my foundation, and decision driven research helps me program and solve problems with clients. But the warning he gave, like even decision driven research is not a one size fits all answers. If a study shows an 80% success rate, that means 20% didn't respond the same way. So I can't treat research like guaranteed recipe. I had to be ready to adapt, like based on the person in front of me. That connects the Maslow's hammer. When you learn one tool, you start treating every problem like it needs that tool. In fitness, like this happens all the time. Someone learns one method and then focuses it on every client. That's not systematic and it's not responsible. Research should inform decision, but my job is still to use judgment screen properly and apply the right tool for the right person. My takeaway is simple. Research is a systematic way to understand and make decisions, but it requires humility. I need to stay aware of my bias, like on my own bias, build a flexible playbook, and use research as a guidance, not as a hammer. That's my take.